I'll be doing a video on heating processes for physics again for another test because I have another one this week. And here we will have our first question. I'll also be doing some mechanical energy because that's in the test as well. I don't know why they added that. And first question says there is a 200 grams block of copper heated in an oven for until it's 250 degrees, and it's quickly transferred to an insulated container holding a mixture of 100 grams of water and 10 grams of ice, both initially at 0 degrees. And now we have to find out the final temperature of the system. So what we can do is we can write Q loss equals Q gain. What lost heat? Obviously the copper. So copper is 0.2 times, well, to 250 take TF and times 390 because that's the heat capacity of copper, and this should equal to 0.1 times 0 plus TF times 4180, and then we can actually add the 0.01 right here because the ice will become the water. We do have to time the latent heat of fusion for the ice, so 0.01 times 3.34 times 10 to the power 5. And let's make that look better. So 0.2 times 390, 78 TF times 250, that's 19500. That should equal to 0.01 plus 0.1, 0.11 times 4180. So that's 459.8 TF. I have to plus 0.01 times 3.34 times 10 to the 5, 3340. Move that to that side, so 19500 take 3340. 16160 equals 459.8 plus 78, 537.8 TF. So TF must equal to 16160. That was, so end up at 30.05 degrees Celsius as the final temperature. That's it for this question, and let's go to the next question. So the next question says a 12-gram bullet, so 0.012 kilograms bullet, is at a speed of 450 meters per second, and it hit itself into a 1.5 kilograms of wood block that's resting on the surface, so 0 meters per second. Will it embed itself completely inside the wood? Calculate the velocity combined block and immediate after impact. Let's do that. So we need the velocity. So we 0.012 times 4. So write mv plus mv 211 whose we'll do it like that. 450 plus 1.5 times 0 equals 0.012 plus 1.5 v, and we're going to find v, right? We can do 0.012 times 450 as the other one times 0, so we don't have to care about that. So divide this by 0.012 plus 1.5, and that gives, so V equals 3.57 meters per second, right? That's the velocity. That's what they want for the first part, but then the second part they want to find if the block then slides across the surface and experience a frictional force calculating stop distance. So basically, we have to find I'm pretty sure it gave the what is it, the friction thing. So let me just find it again because I forgot what it was. So basically it is negative 3.57, negative 3.57 divided by, so basically we have a in the question, it should also say that the kinetic friction coefficient is 0.1. I think. Let's double check that. Plus 2 times, oh no, times negative 0.1 times. That is not right. Let me do that again. So negative 3.0 2 times 1.8 times, it should, that does not seem right. Yeah, no, I mistyped. Okay, now we're back. Okay, it should be 0.4 as the friction coefficient because I lost the question. I kind of have to work backwards to explain the question again. Okay, let's continue, right? So we have the velocity here. So we want to find the stopping distance, right? So to find a distance, we want to use the v squared equals u squared plus 2as equation. So v is the final velocity, which should be 0 because it stops, and then u should be 3.57 squared plus 2as. There's still two variables we can find out. We want to find the s because that's the distance. We do want to find a as well because we don't know what that is. So right, so first what we can do is we can find the net force by finding the kinetic energy, right? Kinetic energy should just be 1.512 times half times 0.57 squared. Let's see what that is. 1.512. That give us actually my bad. We only want to find the net force, right? So the net force is just ma because that's a normal equation, and F net is actually just the negative friction force because friction should be the same to maintain same velocity. So then that should equal to ma. Negative friction is just negative because we know that F friction is equal to the coefficient times F normal. So this is a F normal equals MA. And normal, as we know, is just mg equals ma. So then a is just negative this g. G is, well, then we can get our equation here and we move it down here. And that is just 0 equals 3.57. 0 equals 3.57 squared plus 2a, which is this thing, 9.8 s, and we can, and this is negative 0.4 times 9.8 2s 3.57 squared plus, so we can rearrange it a bit, so it becomes negative 3 over 57 squared over 2 times negative 0.4 times 9.8 equals s, and that means s will equal to negative 3.56. Let's just for 3.57 squared divided by 2 times 0.4 times 9.8, because the two negatives will get cancelled out, so the answer should just be 1.63 meters, and it was slide that long. My bad for taking so long to figure out what the coefficient is, because I did not know. That's it for this question. Bye bye.